You know, guys, I think my favorite song from a musical I've never seen ever is Rent. And you know which one. The 525,600 minutes. Like, I've never seen Rent, but I know that song. And then I also realized that, lo and behold, 5,600 minutes, or whatever the letters or numbers they use. Yes, the letters. That's exactly how we tell time. That it's incorrect. But what is not incorrect is 60 seconds per minute. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about time. Yeah, I'm going to stop that right now before it gets any more annoying than it has to be. But yes, as we remembered, 60 seconds is equal to a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, and then, well, according to my watch, there's 40 hours in a work week, but don't tell my boss that. But yes, time. Time is a concept that we both invented and also kind of ourselves over. For instance, we have watches, we have clocks, we have a lot of devices that can tell us what time it is. And before I start sounding like a George Carlin stand-up and start ripping off his material, let's just understand how we screwed ourselves over. At one point we decided we have to order ourselves into human beings with purpose. And because we have purpose, we also have schedules. And because we have schedules, we have to maintain those schedules. And because we must maintain those schedules, we must also keep time. Now, of course, this all started off with a sundial, God knows how many millions of thousands of years ago. Well, technically speaking, maybe only 1,000. But we've progressed. We've progressed to not only measure time in watches, but we've also progressed in measuring time in the human being. This is the concept of age. Now, before you turn this thing off, this isn't a lecture hall, all right? This isn't going to be some kind of freaking long explanation of how things are and why they are. No, I'm going to be honest with you. Not even I know the history of a clock. However, what I do know is how much time we value and how much time we don't value and how much time we have left on this earth and how much time we don't have left on this earth. Think about it. 10 years ago have passed by so quickly. And you might be considering to yourself, well, what do you mean 10 years ago? 10 years ago could have been a decade ago. 10 years ago could have been 3 weeks ago. No. Let me frame this into a very, very succinct concept. 9/11, 10-year anniversary, 20-year anniversary is going to be this September. Now, some of you are younger than me who have never witnessed or actually seen the attack. Some of you are actually born during or too young to even realize what the was going on. But for all the people who are my age, and you know who you are, 20 years of time have gone by so fast. And now, as I reach 30, almost 30, I just wonder, how am I going to spend the next 20 years of time? Now, some could say it's very easy just to say, well, you know what, Edison, stop overthinking about it. You know, all you got to do is just say it and then do it and it'll be all right, man. That's cool. That's fine. But it won't. Other people are going to be more adamant about it and actually freak out and make hasty decisions because of time. And that's a bad thing too. Regardless of your view of whether we have a lot of time left, of whether we don't have a lot of time left, I've come to realize there are some things that I am sick and tired of squabbling and debating about. So therefore, I will waste no time in this. With that said, welcome to the 3 things that I have no time for anymore. Number 1, I'm going to say it, and you guys aren't going to like it. I make enough money to not care that the bill gets split evenly. let's preface this with a couple of addendums before we dive deep into here, all right? I'm not saying that if you and I go out to a bar and I go, 5 drinks heavy and you only have a pina colada that's out of a pineapple, kudos to you, that we're going to split down the middle and we're going to call it a date. Like, no. Fair is fair, all right? If I consume more than you, then we shall, in fact, account for that, all right? I'm not going to be a about it. Addendum number 2 is if you consume more than me, then we're going to have a conversation about it, all right? Not going to be hostile, but we're going to talk about it. But let it be known that if I have a group of 4 friends and we're chilling, we're hanging out, we're having a nice dinner, we're enjoying a bottle of wine, where you are having your drinks, we bring on the beef stroganoff, we bring on the steak, you order lobster tails at a reasonable market price. All right. I don't mind that we split it 4 ways. Now, why is this a waste of time? Very, very simple. All right. The squabbling, the inertia of, I didn't spend that much and you spent on that and we spent on that. The over-calculation. Well, you didn't pay for tip over here, etc., etc. No. Guys, let's calm down. Let's stop and realize. The amount of time we spend squabbling over the check, the amount of time the waiter has to go back to their station, input their code, and then make 4 separate bills to go to 4 separate people, and then wait for all of us to take out our cards, for only him to come back again and take 4 booklets back and go back to the machine, plug in his numbers again, swipe, plug in his numbers again, swipe. It's a waste of time. Now, some might say, hey, Edison, that's the waiter's job. He's supposed to deal with these inconveniences. My response is very clearly, there's no need for an inconvenience, is there? Listen, we all work in some respects, considering the time of day and situation everybody is here, all right? And what I've come to realize is if I'm working, I want my job to be painless, to be easy, to be nice and smooth, and only give me stress for the moments that deem my mind necessary to lend it stress. So to all the waiters out there who are constantly getting, can you split this check 5 ways, but he had 3 drinks, I had 1 salad, and then these 5 had different meals, no. You get a pass. I'm not going to handle that with you anymore. And to all my friends who do want to push forward with that, do we really need to? Unpopular opinion, let's just split it down the middle and we'll call it a day. There's no need to get the waiter all riled up. There's no need for us to squabble about this check and that check. There's no need for just to go back to the waiter and say, my meal's on his check, but my drinks are with me. So can we just do this? No. Let's stop wasting our time, all right, with meaningless activities that don't really do anything, all right? Oh my God, I overpaid $5 at the dinner I was enjoying with my friends. Get over it. Oh dear Lord, you had 2 beers on your ticket, but mine only had 1 of my drinks. That's not right. Forget about it. Let's just split the check. If there really is a big discrepancy, okay, fine, we'll talk about it. But that discrepancy's got to be pretty big, all right? We're talking about, I had a Caesar salad for lunch and then you had the shrimp tartare along with some surf and turf, all right? Now we're getting into very, very hazy territory. But enough wasting the time. Enjoy the company with your friends. And you know what? While you're at it, split the check and make the waiters or waitress life a little bit easier that night because they've already got 5 tables that need to be busted and served as well. Real talk. Number 2 things that I'm done wasting time over. Squabbling and arguing with my friends. Now, let's get it straight. I don't mean to say that we're not going to have conflicts. All right. I don't mean to say that we need to, go out to the parking lot and swing a couple of heads just to, straighten up and settle the bill, I'm just saying that whatever tiny inconveniences that these people bring into our lives, let's just bank it and make sure that, number one, we want that in our life anymore. And then number two, if we are going to accept it, let's just move on and roll with it. If your friend is an and you know he's an why are you hanging out with him? Why? And this is what I mean by no more wasting time on squabbles. If you know you have a problem with somebody, maybe that somebody shouldn't be in your life anymore. Maybe if that person has a problem with the way you do things, maybe it's their problem and not your problem. Who am I to say, all right? Who? Silver lining to all of this. There's no need to get into an argument. There's no need to get into bickering for things that really should be, as I would like to think of, fly over activities. These are the things that will fester you. These are the things that will bother you. But you know what, man? It's just time to let go. Now, you might want to let go of the person entirely. Not the best way to do it. Not the right way to do it. You might want to confront them and communicate your grievances. But the main message I'm trying to push here, let's find out if there is an avenue to communicate your grievances. And if there isn't, I think that warrants a red flag and you got to start questioning things. But with all that being said, just stop the bickering with your friends. I can tell you this right now, 20 years have gone by in a blink of an eye. The next 20 are going to be even faster. Do we want to spend yet waste your time with the people that you have in your life, squabbling and arguing, or enjoying the time you have together? And I'd rather say I'd enjoy it. And quite personally, I think we can enjoy it, give ourselves to the individual, and if we still want them in our lives, all right, we keep them there, but we just don't let them get to us that much. Or, better yet, you know what you off, so maybe lower your expectations for that person. Now, let's understand the term of lowering expectations, all right? Because you gotta respect yourself, and hopefully your friends respect you as well. I'm just saying that if you know your friend pisses you off on X, Y, and Z terms, then do not allow them to step on X, Y, and Z terms, all right? Let's be above it all right? If you can avoid conflict, that's great. If they can't avoid conflict, oh, buddy, we got some hard decisions to make later on. Regardless, let's just stop the bickering. Let's just stop the arguing. There's no need for that with your friends, especially if they're your friends. And because they're your friends, this kind of leads up into point number 3. Okay, well, it's really not point number 3. It's more like section 2.5, if you really think about it. We pick and choose how we spend our time, so let's just pick it the right way. Some of us are very studious and have spent a majority of their time studying, getting their masters, improving themselves. Beautiful on you. Some of us have took the time to pick up a new skill, a hobby, if you will. Even better. But let's just keep in mind that how we spend our time, our personal time on what we do, has to bring us some form of fulfillment or enjoyment or overall pain. Quite honestly, I'm not going to say I hate the gym. I'm not going to say I love the gym. I'm just going to say pain is necessary for the human condition. And because pain is necessary, we have to enforce that upon ourselves. Do not waste your time, being a vegetable. Not a good idea. Maybe wasting your time at the gym? All right, we got something. I guess what I'm trying to say over here is let's be wiser for the next 10 years or so, or in this case, 20 years, of how we're going to spend our time. Are we going to really build ourselves up? Are we going to learn something new? Are we going to open ourselves up to more possibilities? The answer should be yes. I once met a friend who didn't really care of anyone's opinion. Not to the point that they were flippant about it. Not to the point that they didn't necessarily care about themselves, but they just had an idea of pride. An idea of pride that said, I'm going to do this, and it is going to cost me my relationships. It's going to cost me my free time, and it's going to definitely cost me my reputation of how people see me. But because that is how I choose to live my life, everybody else who has an opinion. And I guess that's point number 3 in a nutshell. You can spend your time living the life you want to, not without any repercussions, but the solid fact that it is your life, it is your only life, and you know what? Haters gonna hate. Usually at that point, it should have been something more profound of a quote, but fact of the matter is, what else are you gonna do? Everybody's gonna have a problem with how you live your life at one point. It's not to say that it's not valid. It's not to say that they may not have a point. There is something to say, though, that you have an opportunity to choose how you spend your time. That reflects upon how you live your life. So you have to be ready for the onslaught of people second guessing you, second looking at you, and then more importantly, maybe even talking behind your back. But it's your life. You can live it. And everyone is going to have an opinion whether you follow by their rules or not. I guess the way I'm really looking at it here is don't waste your time on things that are going to make other people happy. Don't waste your time on things that you may find approval in, but spend your time on things that you want to do, on things that you need to do, on things that you want to work towards. It's one thing to be a slob and going nowhere. It's another thing to have a plan and achieve a goal. So, with all that being said, I'm done talking out of my and I think you guys are done hearing me as well. So, with that said, once again, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening to me rant. Hopefully you learned something new. Hopefully you didn't. But I guess it just all goes to show one thing remains. Time is a precious thing. Let's not waste it.